Did you know? Studies show that people who embrace independence and adaptability in tough times are 40% more likely to bounce back stronger than those who seek external validation. Now, imagine this applied to the Sigma female, a woman who thrives in solitude, defies expectations, and owns her survival like no one else. Sigma females don't just survive, they evolve. When life gets tough, they don't break down or lash out. They level up. But how? What happens when a Sigma female enters survival mode? Let's dive into it. If you're here, you already know you're not like the rest. Sigma females don't crave attention, they don't follow trends, and they definitely don't depend on society's approval. They move through life on their own terms. But here's the thing. Being different comes with challenges. Misunderstood, overlooked, underestimated. Sound familiar? The world isn't built for women who refuse to conform, which means Sigma females are often left to fend for themselves. That's why survival mode isn't just an option, it's a way of life. What happens when Sigma females enter survival mode? When the world turns cold, a Sigma female doesn't wait for a savior. She activates her instincts, sharpens her mind, and strengthens her resolve. Here's how she navigates the storm. In a world that never stops talking, a Sigma female knows that silence is power. Society bombards her with expectations, unsolicited opinions, and constant noise, telling her who she should be, how she should act, and what she should care about. But when survival mode kicks in, she doesn't just ignore the chatter, she cuts the cord completely. Distractions are everywhere, from toxic relationships to the pressure of fitting into a mold that was never designed for her. A Sigma female recognizes that not all noise is worth listening to. She understands that the world is full of people who thrive on meaningless drama, empty validation, and emotional chaos. But she refuses to be a part of that cycle. Instead, she removes herself. This isn't about isolation, it's about clarity. When a Sigma female enters survival mode, she becomes hyper-aware of where her energy is going. She starts to notice the small but draining things in her life, endless scrolling through social media, engaging in pointless arguments, tolerating one-sided relationships, or bending over backward for people who wouldn't lift a finger for her. She realizes that these distractions are keeping her from her goals, her peace, and her power. So she makes a bold decision. She detaches. She stops replying to texts that drain her. She unfollows accounts that make her question her worth. She stops entertaining people who only come to her when they need something. She understands that cutting the cord isn't rude. It's necessary for survival. And while others might take offense, she doesn't explain herself. She simply moves differently. But detaching from the noise isn't just about people, it's about mindset. A Sigma female knows that survival mode requires focus, and focus means silencing the inner doubts, insecurities, and fears that society has planted in her mind. She shuts down the voice that tells her she's not good enough. She refuses to dwell on past mistakes. She stops replaying painful conversations in her head. Instead, she shifts her attention to what actually matters: her growth, her peace, her future. Detaching isn't always easy. It means walking away from comfort zones. It means letting go of the things, and sometimes the people, that once felt familiar but no longer serve her. It means learning to be alone without feeling lonely. But a Sigma female knows this truth. The less noise, the more clarity. And the more clarity, the stronger she becomes. So when the world turns cold and distractions rise like a storm, a Sigma female doesn't drown in the chaos. She rises above it. She embraces the silence, finds her center, and moves forward with unshakable focus. Because at the end of the day, the only voice that truly matters is her own. She reinvents herself. Change is something most people run from. It's uncomfortable, uncertain, and often terrifying. But for a Sigma female, change isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace. She understands that life is unpredictable, and survival doesn't come from resisting change. It comes from adapting, evolving, and rebuilding when necessary. When a Sigma female enters survival mode, she doesn't waste time clinging to things that no longer serve her. She doesn't stay in a toxic job just because it's familiar. She doesn't hold on to a relationship that drains her just because she's afraid of being alone. She doesn't remain in an environment that stifles her growth just because she's used to it. She recognizes when it's time to let go and move forward. But reinvention isn't just about leaving things behind, it's about creating something better. A Sigma female understands that every obstacle, every setback, and every painful experience is an opportunity to rebuild herself stronger. When life knocks her down, she doesn't sit in the rubble feeling sorry for herself. She gets to work. She studies, she learns, she grows. She asks herself, what can I take from this experience? How can I use this to my advantage? Instead of allowing challenges to break her, she turns them into stepping stones. If she loses a job, she doesn't dwell on rejection. She sees it as a sign to pursue something better. Maybe it's a new career path, a business idea she's been putting off, or a passion she never had time to explore. If a relationship falls apart, she doesn't waste time seeking validation. She focuses on herself. She starts building the life she wants without waiting for someone to complete her. If her environment becomes toxic, she doesn't hesitate to walk away. She relocates, she shifts her energy, she creates space for something new. Before we dive into today's exciting topic, I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining us. We're thrilled to have you on board. As we share our passion and knowledge with you, we'd be ever so grateful if you could spare a moment to show your support. 98% of our amazing viewers neither like or subscribe to our channel, and we'd be honored if you would consider a like to this video. Your likes, comments, and subscriptions mean the world to us, as they help us understand what resonates with you and enable us to create more content that you'll love. So if you find our content informative, entertaining, or inspiring, please don't hesitate to like this video, share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below, subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Your support is what drives us to keep creating, and we're deeply grateful for your engagement. Now, without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. A Sigma female isn't afraid to start over. She knows that survival mode isn't about holding on to the past. It's about building a future that aligns with her growth. And while others may fear the unknown, she welcomes it, because she trusts herself enough to navigate whatever comes next. Reinvention is a continuous process for a Sigma female. She is never stagnant. She is always evolving, always becoming a better version of herself. So when the world pushes her to her limits, she doesn't break. She transforms, and that is what makes her unstoppable. She becomes a master strategist. Chaos is where most people lose control. When things fall apart, emotions take over, fear sets in, and they start making impulsive decisions that only make things worse. But not a Sigma female. She doesn't let chaos break her, she lets it sharpen her. When life gets tough, a Sigma female doesn't react emotionally. She doesn't panic, lash out, or make reckless choices. Instead, she pauses, she observes, she strategizes. While others are drowning in confusion, she is already 10 steps ahead. This ability to think clearly under pressure is what sets her apart. She understands that in survival mode, emotional reactions are a liability. They cloud judgment, lead to bad decisions, and give power to the very things trying to break her. That's why she trains herself to be calm, calculated, and in control. A Sigma female never makes a move without understanding the situation first. When chaos strikes, she doesn't rush to fix everything immediately. Instead, she takes a step back and analyzes. What is really happening? What are the risks? What are the possible outcomes? She watches how people around her react, how the situation unfolds, and she gathers information before making a decision. While others are wasting energy complaining or making rash decisions, she is collecting data. She knows that the more she observes, the better she can anticipate what happens next. This is what keeps her ahead of the game. Once she understands the situation, a Sigma female doesn't act based on fear or pressure. She calculates her options. She asks herself, what is the smartest move right now? What will bring me closer to my goals? What can I do that will give me the best long-term outcome? She doesn't waste time on unnecessary battles. If a situation is beyond saving, she lets it go and redirects her energy. If a challenge requires patience, she waits for the right moment to strike. Every move she makes is intentional. She doesn't act just for the sake of acting. She acts to win. Once she has a plan, she follows through with confidence. There is no hesitation, no second guessing, no looking back. When she decides to leave a toxic situation, she walks away without regrets. When she decides to pursue a new opportunity, she commits fully. Her execution is efficient and quiet. She doesn't broadcast her every move. She doesn't seek validation or ask for opinions. She knows that the best strategies are executed without warning, while others are busy explaining their next steps. She is already miles ahead, putting her plan into action. A Sigma female knows that even the best plans don't always go perfectly. That's why she stays flexible. She doesn't cling to a failing strategy. She adjusts, refines, and adapts. If something isn't working, she pivots. She protects her energy. A Sigma female understands something that most people struggle with. Not everyone deserves access to her. Her time, energy, and attention are not unlimited resources to be wasted on people who don't respect or appreciate them. She knows that in order to survive, thrive, and evolve, she must be selective about where she invests her energy. When life pushes her into survival mode, she doesn't just protect herself physically, she guards her mental and emotional health like a fortress. She recognizes that the wrong company, toxic relationships, and unnecessary drama can drain her faster than any external challenge. So, she sets boundaries, firm, unbreakable, non-negotiable boundaries. Boundaries are not about shutting people out for the sake of it. They are about self-respect, clarity, and survival. A Sigma female understands that her energy is sacred. She doesn't allow just anyone to walk into her life and take what they want. She doesn't entertain negativity, manipulation, or emotional baggage that isn't hers to carry. Setting boundaries means she doesn't overextend herself for people who wouldn't do the same for her, refuses to engage in meaningless arguments or toxic conversations, walks away from relationships that drain her rather than fulfill her. For a Sigma female, self-preservation isn't selfish, it's essential. She knows that constantly giving away her energy to people who don't deserve it will only leave her exhausted, resentful, and stuck. The world is full of people who take without giving, who thrive on chaos, and who see strong, independent women as a challenge to break. A Sigma female is highly intuitive. She can sense when someone's presence is draining rather than uplifting. Here are the types of people she avoids when protecting her energy. This person constantly dumps their problems onto her without ever offering support in return. Every conversation is about their struggles, their pain, their drama, never about mutual growth or understanding. A Sigma female quickly recognizes when she's being used as an emotional crutch, and she steps away. These people disguise their toxic behavior as love or friendship. They guilt-trip her for having boundaries, demand her time and energy without reciprocation, and twist situations to make her feel like she owes them something. A Sigma female does not tolerate manipulation. The moment she senses it, she cuts ties. Life isn't perfect, and venting is natural. But some people live in a state of constant negativity, complaining about everything without taking action to improve their situation. A Sigma female doesn't have time for endless pity parties. She surrounds herself with solution-focused, growth-oriented people. These individuals crave validation and will do anything to be the center of attention. They expect her to constantly praise, entertain, or soothe their insecurities. A Sigma female is not a cheerleader for fragile egos. She protects her space from people who drain her with their neediness. Gossip, petty fights, unnecessary conflicts. Some people thrive on chaos. They drag others into their problems just to keep things interesting. A Sigma female knows that engaging with these people is a waste of time and energy. She stays away. Some people pretend to support her, but secretly envy or resent her independence. They subtly undermine her confidence, discourage her from taking risks, and project their own fears onto her. A Sigma female sees through their disguised negativity and removes them from her life. Protecting her energy isn't just about knowing who to avoid. It's about actively enforcing her boundaries without hesitation or guilt. A Sigma female makes it clear that her time, space, and peace are not up for negotiation. Here's how she does it. He says no, firmly and without guilt. Society teaches women to be accommodating, agreeable, and always available. But a Sigma female knows that saying yes to everything means sacrificing her well-being. She has mastered the art of saying no without explaining, over-apologizing, or feeling guilty. If a situation doesn't serve her, she declines. If someone is asking too much of her, she draws the line. If she needs time for herself, she takes it. A Sigma female knows that no is a complete sentence. She limits access to herself. Not everyone deserves a front-row seat in her life. A Sigma female chooses who gets close to her very carefully. She isn't cold, she's intentional. She observes people's actions, not just their words, and only invests in relationships that are built on mutual respect and trust. She keeps her inner circle small but powerful. If someone proves they can't be trusted, she doesn't argue or explain. She simply distances herself. She protects her peace at all costs. A Sigma female values her peace more than approval, attention, or fake friendships. This means not engaging in unnecessary arguments. She doesn't waste time trying to change people who don't want to grow, ignoring toxic criticism. She doesn't let negative opinions dictate her self-worth. She understands that peace isn't something you find, it's something you protect. A Sigma female knows that she can't pour from an empty cup. That's why she makes self-care and emotional well-being a priority. Whether it's reading, meditating, exercising, journaling, or simply enjoying her own solitude, she takes the time to refuel her energy. She refuses to feel guilty for putting herself first. She knows that when she is mentally strong and emotionally balanced, she can handle anything life throws at her. Some may misunderstand a Sigma female's boundaries. They may call her distant, unapproachable, or even selfish. But she doesn't care. She knows that people who respect her will understand, and those who don't were never meant to stay in her life anyway. By protecting her energy, she creates a life of clarity, focus, and true fulfillment. She doesn't waste time on drama, negativity, or emotional vampires. Instead, she invests in herself, her growth, and the relationships that truly matter. And in doing so, she ensures that she is always operating at her highest level, strong, unshaken, and unstoppable. Because in survival mode, A Sigma female doesn't just protect herself, she thrives. Most people fear isolation. They seek constant validation, approval and companionship to feel secure. The idea of being alone, truly alone, can feel suffocating to them, but a Sigma female, she's different. She doesn't just endure solitude, she thrives in it. When survival mode kicks in, she doesn't run to others for comfort. She doesn't desperately seek out distractions to escape the silence. Instead, she embraces it. For her, solitude isn't a punishment, it's a power source. It's the time when she regroups, reflects, and refocuses. While others crumble without social reinforcement, she builds herself up from within. Why most people struggle with being alone? Before we dive into how a Sigma female uses solitude as a strength, let's talk about why so many people struggle with it. For many, solitude triggers fear. Not fear of physical isolation, but fear of what they'll have to confront when the noise fades. Their insecurities. When they're alone, they can no longer distract themselves from self-doubt. Their regrets. The past comes rushing back, forcing them to face the things they've ignored. Their lack of direction. Without outside validation, they question their purpose and worth. This is why people fill their lives with constant noise, social media, drama, mindless entertainment, toxic relationships. They fear being alone with their thoughts. They mistake loneliness for solitude. But a Sigma female knows the difference. A Sigma female understands that being alone and being lonely are not the same thing. Loneliness is an emotional void, a feeling of being incomplete or abandoned. Solitude is a choice, a state of self-sufficiency and inner peace. The key difference: loneliness is about needing others. Solitude is about needing yourself. A Sigma female doesn't feel empty when she's alone because she is whole on her own. She doesn't need external validation, constant interaction, or social approval to feel fulfilled. She has built her inner world so strong that solitude becomes her advantage, not her weakness. She uses solitude to regroup. When life throws chaos her way, a Sigma female doesn't react impulsively. She doesn't run to others for answers or drown herself in external noise. Instead, she retreats. She takes time alone to process everything. She steps back from the situation, blocks out distractions, and allows herself to breathe. This time alone gives her clarity. She can analyze the situation without external influence. Perspective. Distance allows her to see things objectively. She reflects and learns from her experiences. A Sigma female doesn't waste solitude. She doesn't just sit in silence, she uses it to reflect. During her time alone, she asks herself, what lessons can I take from my past experiences? What mistakes did I make, and how can I avoid them in the future? What patterns in my life do I need to break? This deep self-reflection helps her grow faster than most people. While others keep repeating the same mistakes because they never take the time to self-evaluate, a Sigma female evolves. Every challenge, every setback, every painful experience becomes a stepping stone to her next level. Distractions are everywhere. People get caught up in unnecessary drama, mindless entertainment, and the expectations of others. They lose sight of what really matters. But a Sigma female, she uses solitude to reset. When she's alone, she recenters herself on her goals, values, and purpose. She asks herself, what am I working towards? Am I putting my energy into things that serve me? This is why she never stays stuck for long. She doesn't waste time on meaningless distractions. She aligns her focus with her ambitions, making sure that every move she makes brings her closer to the life she wants. Most people rely on others to regulate their emotions. They need constant reassurance, validation, and support. They struggle to sit with their feelings alone. A Sigma female is different. She doesn't expect others to fix her. She doesn't need someone to complete her. She has developed the emotional resilience to handle her own struggles, process her own emotions, and find her own solutions. This makes her incredibly powerful. While others fall apart without external support, she remains solid. While others need constant attention, she is perfectly at peace in her own company. Social interactions, even positive ones, drain energy. A Sigma female understands this deeply. That's why she doesn't feel guilty about stepping away from the world when she needs to. Solitude is her recharge time. It allows her to. Here's how she does it. Clear her mind. Restore her emotional balance. Replenish her creative energy. Not everyone can handle being alone. But a Sigma female has mastered the art of solitude by cultivating powerful habits that keep her mentally strong, emotionally stable, and constantly growing. Here's how she does it. She reads, learns, and expands her mind. She feeds herself knowledge, creativity, and wisdom. Her thoughts are rich, deep, and fulfilling, so she never feels empty in her own presence. She uses alone time to work on herself. Whether it's developing a new skill, building her career, or improving her health, she constantly invests in her own growth. She doesn't escape her thoughts, she faces them. She practices deep self-awareness, allowing herself to understand her emotions, motivations, and desires on a profound level. She doesn't compare herself to others or let external opinions define her worth. She sets her own standards for success, happiness, and fulfillment. She doesn't see solitude as a waiting period until someone comes along. She sees it as a powerful state of existence where she can be fully herself, without compromise. A Sigma female understands that solitude is not loneliness. It is where she regroups, reflects, and refocuses. It is where she gains clarity, strength, and independence. While the world clings to distractions, she finds peace in stillness. While others depend on external validation, she finds confidence within. Survival isn't just about getting through the storm, it's about coming out stronger. Here are the must-haves in every Sigma female's survival kit. Financial independence, because nothing says survival like being in control of your own future. Financial independence is the ultimate form of power. It's the ability to make decisions without relying on anyone else, to walk away from situations that no longer serve you, and to build a life that aligns with your values. For a Sigma female, money isn't just about wealth, it's about freedom. It's about having the ability to say no to toxic relationships, dead-end jobs, and limiting environments. It's about never being trapped in a situation just because you can't afford to leave. But financial independence doesn't happen overnight. It's built through discipline, knowledge, and strategic action. Here's how a Sigma female takes control of her financial future and secures her independence. She creates multiple streams of income. A Sigma female never puts all her financial security into one source. She understands that relying on a single paycheck is a risk. If that income stream disappears, so does her stability. That's why she creates multiple streams of income to ensure she always has financial options. She invests in herself. Whether it's developing new skills, taking online courses, or starting a side hustle, she constantly expands her earning potential. She explores passive income. From investments to digital products, she finds ways to make money while she sleeps. She lives below her means and builds wealth. Society encourages people to spend mindlessly. But a Sigma female operates differently. She doesn't waste money on status symbols or short-term pleasures. Instead, she focuses on financial growth and long-term security. She avoids unnecessary debt. She refuses to be a slave to credit card bills and loans that don't serve her future. She invests instead of just saving. She understands that money sitting in a bank loses value over time, so she learns about stocks, real estate, and other wealth-building strategies. She prioritizes needs over wants. She doesn't let societal pressure push her into spending on things she doesn't actually need. By managing her money wisely, she ensures that she is always in control of her future. She negotiates like a boss. A Sigma female doesn't just accept what she's given, she demands what she's worth. She asks for raises. If she's adding value to a company, she isn't afraid to negotiate her salary. She sets her own prices. If she's running a business, she charges based on her skills and expertise, not on what people think she deserves. She doesn't settle for less. Whether it's a job, a freelance gig, or a business opportunity, she makes sure she's being compensated fairly. Because financial independence isn't just about making money, it's about knowing how to claim what you deserve. She never relies on others for money. A Sigma female doesn't wait for someone else to rescue her financially. She doesn't depend on a partner for money. She loves from a place of strength, not from financial need. She doesn't wait for handouts. If she wants something, she works for it. She doesn't put herself in vulnerable situations. She knows that financial dependence can lead to control and manipulation, so she makes sure she always has the power to walk away. Financial independence means freedom, choice, and control. A Sigma female doesn't just want money, she wants the power to shape her own life. Self-sufficiency skills, mastering survival in any situation. A Sigma female knows that true survival isn't just about money, it's about being resourceful, skilled, and prepared for anything. She doesn't rely on others to take care of her. She learns to take care of herself. Self-sufficiency is the ability to navigate life without constantly needing help from others. It's the confidence to handle challenges, solve problems, and survive on your own terms. Here's how a Sigma female develops these essential skills. She learns how to protect herself. A Sigma female never assumes someone else will keep her safe. She takes responsibility for her own security. She learns self-defense. Whether it's martial arts, situational awareness, or carrying protective tools, she ensures she can defend herself if needed. She stays alert. She trusts her instincts and avoids risky situations instead of putting herself in danger. She establishes escape plans. Whether it's an unsafe relationship or a sudden emergency, she always has an exit strategy. Her independence is built on preparedness, not luck. She develops practical life skills. While others depend on outside help for basic survival, a Sigma female learns essential skills. She can cook healthy meals. She doesn't rely on takeout or processed food. She knows how to fuel her body. She can fix basic things, whether it's repairing a car, changing a tire, or fixing a household issue. She doesn't wait for someone else to do it for her. She can navigate the world alone. She's comfortable traveling solo, making smart financial decisions, and living on her own terms. Self-sufficiency isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving without limitations. She learns how to make and manage money. Self-sufficiency includes financial independence, but it also means knowing how to make money in any situation. She develops high-income skills, whether it's writing, coding, marketing, or another trade. She ensures she always has a way to earn. She builds multiple income streams. Even if one job disappears, she has backup plans. She masters financial literacy. She understands investing, budgeting, and wealth-building strategies. A truly self-sufficient woman never has to rely on others for financial survival. A strong inner circle, only high-value connections. Make the cut. A Sigma female may be independent, but that doesn't mean she isolates herself. She values connections, but only the right ones. Her inner circle isn't filled with fake friends, energy vampires, or people who don't respect her boundaries. She surrounds herself with high-value individuals who uplift, inspire, and push her toward greatness. Here's how a Sigma female builds a strong, powerful inner circle. She cuts off toxic people without hesitation. She doesn't tolerate drama. If someone constantly brings negativity, she removes them from her life. She doesn't entertain manipulators. If someone tries to control or take advantage of her, she walks away. She doesn't waste energy on one-sided relationships. If she's always giving but never receiving, she moves on. Her peace is non-negotiable. She surrounds herself with like-minded people. A Sigma female knows that who she spends time with influences her success. She connects with ambitious, growth-oriented people. She builds relationships based on mutual respect and support. She chooses friends who inspire her to be better. A Sigma female doesn't just survive, she thrives. She is financially independent, ensuring she never has to rely on anyone else. She is self-sufficient, capable of handling whatever life throws her way. She surrounds herself with only the highest value connections. Her strength isn't just in her ability to endure, it's in her ability to adapt, rise, and dominate. While others struggle with dependence and drama, she builds a life of freedom, power, and total control. Because that's what it means to be truly unstoppable. Life is full of obstacles. It throws challenges, setbacks, and unexpected detours at everyone. But for a Sigma female, these aren't roadblocks, they're fuel. She doesn't just survive tough times. She rises above them, adapts, and comes out stronger than before. While others may crumble under pressure, a Sigma female thrives in adversity. She understands that the struggles she faces are not meant to break her, but to shape her into the woman she is destined to become. She doesn't just get by, she conquers. A Sigma female knows that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone toward it. She doesn't dwell on what went wrong. Instead, she focuses on what she can learn. Every setback is just a setup for a powerful comeback. While others get stuck in the pain of failure, she extracts the lesson and moves forward. She understands that setbacks are not a sign of weakness, but proof that she is pushing her limits and aiming for something greater. Obstacles are not dead ends for a Sigma female. They are opportunities. Challenges force her to think smarter, act bolder, and step out of her comfort zone. While most people fear uncertainty, she embraces it. Difficult situations sharpen her mind. She learns how to think critically, solve problems, and make strategic decisions. Struggles strengthen her resilience. Every challenge she overcomes adds another layer of mental toughness. Now that you know how a Sigma female conquers challenges, here's the real question. Are you ready to build your own survival kit? Life is unpredictable. Some days are smooth, others are rough. But one thing is certain. You have the power to prepare yourself for anything. Just like a Sigma female equips herself with the right mindset, skills, and habits, you can build your own survival kit to navigate life with confidence. Whatever it is, start building your survival kit today. One step at a time, one habit at a time. Drop a comment below and share one thing you're adding to your personal survival kit. Let's inspire each other and create a community of powerful Sigma females who are ready to take on the world. Because at the end of the day, you don't just survive, you conquer. Drop a comment and let's inspire each other. And if you want more content that speaks directly to your journey, check out this next video. Insert related video title. Because Sigma females don't just survive, we thrive. Stay strong, stay unstoppable. Strong.